I guess we should burn up the time.
So funny. All right. We're going to start seated on our shins. Sits bones resting on the heels. Just placing the palms gently on the knees and close your eyes and just feel yourself breathing. We're going to bring some upper body movement into our breathing here. So on your next inhale, we're going to think about opening the shoulders so that the chest can expand upward towards a high diagonal. So we're getting a little bit of extension in our neck and chin as well. And on the exhale, we're going to curve our shoulders over, tucking the chin to the chest and finding a little bit of curve in our upper spine. We inhale. Open and lift the chest. Exhale, contract chin to chest. Just do that a couple of more times in your own breathing sequence, however quickly or slowly feels right for you right now. We're going to add some arm movements to that. So as we inhale, the same movement is happening with our chest and chin. This time we're just adding the arms, extending to the side, thinking about pulling the scapula and the shoulder blades together, reaching the fingertips. And as we exhale, same contraction, same curve, just crossing one arm over the other to give yourself a little hug. And we inhale, open those arms back up. And as you exhale, cross the opposite arm on top. And keep playing with that sequence in your own time, moving with your breath. Just find one more of those inhale, exhale sets with the arms. And once you finish the exhale, just go ahead and release the hands back to the knees. And continue to breathe. Your choice if you want to continue lifting the chest up to the sky and tucking the chin to the chest, or if you would like to just have some stillness in your spine right now. Whatever feels necessary and needed for you. Okay, and we're going to let the hands creep forward so that we come onto the palms and on top of our knees into a tabletop position. So thinking about the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Try to find a lot of width between your fingertips. So think about your thumbs reaching towards each other and then your middle finger sort of pointing forward as you rotate your elbows forward here, and just feel what your wrists feel like right now. So what is the sensation in your wrist? How much of your hand do you feel is actually connected to the ground? Just doing a quick check-in with the wrists before we move on in the practice. And then also feeling the spine, so thinking about the shoulder blades or the scapula now moving away from each other, creating a lot of space in your back. And thinking about a long spine from the tip of your head all the way down the spine through your tailbone. And we're gonna do another set of breathing going into cat-cow. So this will be really similar to what we did seated just now. As we inhale, we're gonna think about sending the belly button to the mat, lifting the chest up and out. And as we exhale, we're doing our contraction, rounding in the back, sending the tailbone down. And inhale, chest and chin are coming up. Exhale, tucking. And a few more of those in your own time, following your own breath cycle here. When you finish your next exhale, send your hips backwards so that they meet your heels again. And keeping our hands where they are, just extended in front of us, we're going to come into a child's pose for a couple of breaths. Now we're going to tuck the toes and send the hips up and back to come into downward dog. And take a couple of breaths here. Again, checking in with the wrists and the fingers and the palms and just seeing what they feel like today. Rotating the elbows so that the inner elbow is facing forward. Trying to find a lot of space between your shoulder and your ear. Bending the knees gently if that feels right for you right now, maybe even pedaling the feet. Continuing to breathe deeply and consciously. And then start to walk forward towards your hands so that we're in our forward fold. You can keep your knees bent here and go ahead and grab your elbows. So opposite hand to opposite elbow. And just feel yourself falling forward, letting gravity pull the shoulders, the elbows, and the head towards the ground. Take a deep inhale, deep exhale, and on your next inhale, release the hands and begin to roll up through the spine to come to standing. And exhale, we're upright. So I intentionally spoke a lot about the wrists and the palms in the tabletop and down dog because I actually have a lot of dance students who have carpal tunnel, and Mom, I know that you also suffer from carpal tunnel sometimes. And I learned this movement from this woman named Irene Dowd, who does she calls it the dynamic hand dance, and it moves your fingers and your wrists and is supposed to sort of release or relieve any tension and kinks that are happening in these little tiny carpal muscles. So remember what it felt like to do that down dog on the tabletop. We're going to do this exercise and then go back into those positions and see if you feel anything different. So we're going to start with our hands just by our side in little fists. And then slowly we're going to open that fist one finger at a time, starting with the thumb, pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, and you'll notice that I was rotating my arms open as well. And then we're gonna bring the hand back towards our center, one finger at a time, starting with the pinky. And we're aiming to end right in front of our belly button. We're gonna bring knuckles to knuckles and then circle them down and out. So you have this weird little claw shape. And then we're gonna undo that claw. Release the hands one finger at a time, starting with the thumb, coming back to this really wide open shape with the arms, and this time extending just a little bit behind yourself, bringing the shoulder blades together. And then coming back towards the center the same way, one finger at a time, pinky, ring, middle, pointer, thumb. Our knuckles are together, they circle, they're facing out. We're going to bring them into a tiny little diamond shape here, base of the palms touching, fingertips touching. And then you're gonna bring your elbows together and just lift your arms as much as you can, keeping your elbows connected and your shoulders down. So it might not be super high, and that's okay. I'm gonna bend so that you can see what my hands look like, but you stay upright. You're gonna release that shape and pretend like you're holding a ball, so all of your fingertips are together here. Keeping that same shape in your elbows, that same bend, you're just going to lower that ball right in front of your pelvis. And then you're gonna make, isn't this the Illuminati sign or something? The Jay-Z, Beyonce triangle. Straighten your elbows. And then that's gonna scoop down. Your hands are gonna go palm to, or back of the hand to back of the hand to come up. We're here. We're gonna press our right fingers with the left finger. So left fingers press the right fingers to the right, and then the opposite. Right fingers press the left fingers to the left. One more side of that. Left fingers press the right fingers to the right, and right fingers press the left fingers to the left. And then we come palm to palm. We're going to interlace the fingers. Remember which way you're interlacing right now, because you're going to want to do it the opposite way next round. Then you're going to extend your elbows, and you're just going to flip your palms like you're flipping a waffle maker. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one we're just coming to a neutral, kind of in the center. And we're going to open up one finger at a time, starting with the thumb, pointer, middle, ring, pinky. And we're going to repeat all of that again. So we're out, coming in, pinky, ring, middle, pointer, thumb, making our little claw, unwinding the claw, thumb, pointer, middle, ring, pinky. Coming in, pinky, ring, middle, pointer, thumb, claw. Unwinding the claw to make our little cube. Elbows together, lifting that shape over the head as much as you can while keeping the elbows down. Switch that to a ball and open the elbows. Keeping that shape with the elbows, the ball comes in front of the pelvis. Release the ball, making that diamond shape, sending it forward, extending the elbows. Scooping that down to bring the backs of the hands together right in front of the chest. And we're pressing the fingertips one way, then the other. First way, and then the second way. And then we're going to come palm to palms, this time interlacing the fingers with the opposite hand on top. Extending the elbows, flip the waffle, 1, 2, 3, 4, come to neutral, unwind, thumb, pointer, middle, ring, pinky. We're gonna do that 2 more times. I know it's long and it's slow and it feels like a lot, but I'm really curious to see if it helps at all with the sensation in your wrist when we're doing these other positions. So here's our 3rd round. Fingers come in. Now that you maybe know the sequence a little bit, think about really articulating and stretching everything you can. So we're focusing on all of the really small, little tiny movements that make this possible. Don't forget to clasp your opposite hand here. This is our final one. Coming in, pinky, ring, middle, pointer, thumb. Unwinding, thumb, pointer, middle, ring, pinky. Coming in. All right, and then as we complete this, we're just going to come to mountain pose, making sure that our feet are underneath our hips, and we're going to go for a sun salutation. So step up to the front of your mat if you're not there already. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, resting the hands on the shins or the thighs if you need. Exhale, palms are coming down to the ground. We're sitting feet back to plank. And let's just hold this plank for a second and see how your wrists feel. Take your inhales and exhales. Don't forget to keep breathing. Now on your next inhale, lower down. And your choice to either do cobra or upward dog. Whatever your body is ready for as you inhale. Exhale, sending the hips back and out for downward dog. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. So again, pedaling the feet, maybe even shifting from side to side in the hips. Whatever feels really great for your body in this moment. On your next inhale, look towards your fingers and bring your feet in. As you exhale, we're going to inhale as we roll up the spine to come to standing. And once you've gotten to your standing position, big exhale with the tongue coming out like lion's breath. We're going to do that again. Inhale, arms are coming up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, finding plank. Taking a breath in here before you exhale to lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale downward dog. Couple of breaths here. On your next inhale, look at your hands. And exhale as you step the feet forward. Take an inhale as you roll up through the spine. Exhale, tongue out. We're going to go for that again. Inhale, hands are coming up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands into plank. Inhaling, high plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. This time we're going to inhale the legs up one at a time. On your next inhale, lift your right leg. I'm hitting the wall, so I'm going to move. When you exhale, bring the right leg down. And then inhale your left leg up. Exhaling the left leg down. Right side again, inhaling the leg up. Exhale it down. Left leg, inhale it up. Oof. Exhale down. Take an inhale, look towards the hands. Exhale, come forward with the feet so that we're in a forward fold. On your next inhale, flat back. Exhale, back to forward fold. Inhale, this time we're going to scoop the hands out to the side to come up. And as we exhale, they're going to come into prayer and back at our chest. Again, lowering the hands. Inhale, arms are up. Grabbing your fan if it's a hub on top of you like mine is. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands into plank. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward dog. We're going to inhale the right leg up. Exhale, bend the right knee, tuck it into the chest, and bring the weight forward into the palms, holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Planting that foot down so that we're in a lunge. Just keep breathing here. Start to lift the chest up a bit if you can, so maybe coming onto the tips of your fingers and thinking about letting your chest open up and forward. And then we're going to rotate the back leg so that the toes are facing out and lifting the top body to come into our warrior shape. And I'm actually going to suggest that you send your front leg out. So it should be your right leg, send that leg out to the right so that you're not on just one track with your back foot directly behind your front, but that you've got these 2 tracks here. So our front leg is bent. So we're going to open ourselves up into warrior 2. Thinking about a really long line from the back middle finger to the front middle finger. And just breathing. Take an inhale, and on the next exhale, you're going to lower the back arm down so that it touches your back leg and send the front arm up to help arch you back into peaceful warrior. Your front leg is still bent, thinking about the knee over the ankle. Keep breathing here. And on your next exhale, return to warrior 2. Maybe cartwheeling the arms a bit. We're going to straighten the front knee. We're going to think about sending our hips backwards. So we're feeling already a stretch in the adductors right in that front hip. And we're gonna let the body tilt forward to find triangle pose. So depending on your flexibility at the moment, that might be here for you with your right hand resting on your shin, maybe even your thigh. Or if you're feeling a little flexy-lexy, your right hand might be touching the ground. Either way, think about opening the chest, so a lot of space between the shoulders. And continuing to breathe. And to come out of this shape, we're gonna bend the front knee and just do like a backwards cartwheel to get back into warrior two. Go ahead and straighten that front knee and then rotate the toes so that you're facing one side. Your toes are forward, pointing forward. We're gonna bring the hands to the hips. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, we're gonna just fold the hips, finding our flat back before we let go. And release all the way down into a very wide leg forward fold here. Feeling free to release the hands to the ground if you'd like. Feeling gravity pulling the upper spine and the head and the shoulders and the elbows towards the ground. And while you're here, if you feel like a little shift in the hips might feel good, you can do that, maybe even bending the knees. We are still breathing. From our wide-legged forward fold, we're gonna just heel toe our feet in so that we end up with our feet underneath our hips. Ooh, we're gonna bend the knees and slowly roll up through the spine. To come to the front of our mat and do all of that again with the left side. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, send yourself into high plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, pressing into downward dog. Inhale the left leg up. This time as you exhale, bend the knee, tuck it into the chest, bring your weight forward into your palms, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, plant the foot. We're gonna hang out in this lunge for a second. See if you can come up to your fingertips a bit and open up the front chest, the front of your body. And we're gonna rotate that back leg so that the toes are facing outwards. And then again, shifting a little bit in that front leg so that we're finding a lot of space here for our hips to face completely forward. And then our arms are gonna rotate us into warrior two. Breathing here. Front knee is over the ankle. If you're going over the toes, pull yourself back a little bit for the health and safety of your knee. Thinking about a lot of space between, here's me being a nerd again with my kinesiology, between your coracoid processes. And keeping the front knee bent, lower the back arm. Lifting the front arm to help us arch back into peaceful warrior. Pressing into the front knee. And cartwheeling out of that to come back to warrior two to straighten the front knee. Send the hips backwards and lower the top half of the body, finding a lot of space from shoulder to shoulder here. Bottom hand is either on the shin, the ankle, or the ground. Bending the front knee to come out of this, back into our warrior two. Rotating the front, or straightening the front knee, and then rotating the toes so that you are in a very wide stance. This time before we forward fold, we're going to clasp our hands behind our back. And then feeling as though something is pulling our hands towards the ground, we're going to let our backs curve. And then release that, come back to our neutral. Keeping the arms to the side, we're going to forward fold here. Keep breathing here. We're going to go into a little bit of a twist, a forward fold twist. So take an inhale. On your exhale after that, bring the right palm to the center of your body. So right underneath the center of your sternum. And then inhale and open up the left arm so that it's reaching towards the ceiling, finding again that open space between the shoulders. Exhale, bring that arm down and replace the right palm with the left palm as you inhale, lifting the right palm towards the ceiling. Exhale, bringing that palm down. We're going to do that twice more, 2 more sets. So just take it in your own breath. And when you have finished your second round, just heel toe your feet in just a little bit until your heels are underneath your hips. And then just gently roll up through the spine in that shape, in that stance. So once you come to standing, and actually turn to face you a little bit. So we heel-toed the feet in to help us stand up, because standing up from a really wide position is a little more difficult. We're going to go into some goddess poses right now, so you might want that little extra space between your feet, and if so, go ahead and shift them out a little bit, but let's get that back up. Yeah, so we are thinking, if you've ever taken ballet, it's really similar to like a second position here. Our heels are facing each other and our toes are facing slightly out. Our knees are bent. Then we're going to find what I've heard a lot of people call this cactus shape with our hands. All right, so we're bent here in both our elbows and our knees. As we inhale, we're going to extend both. Exhale, back to the bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. 2 more of those. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Final one. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. We're going to hold this for a little while and find a little bit of a balance. So I'm just going to start 1 foot at a time. I'm going to start with my left foot. I'm going to lift the heel so the pressure, the weight of my left side is in the left ball of my foot. I'm going to keep that heel up, and I'm also going to lift Woo. My right heel. And once both of those heels are up, I'm going to try to find an even deeper bend in my knees, which is sending my hips down. I also want to think about continuing to find the openness in the chest. And then as we inhale, ooh, I'm shaking, extend everything, reaching high. And then exhale, just lower the hands down. We have straight knees here. Heel toe, heel toe, until we are back in our mountain pose. And let's just take a couple of breaths in this shape. So inhale, bring the arms up by the side. As we exhale, find your prayer pose to the front. Or if you would like, prayer pose behind. So that, again, I guess one of the themes of this class is finding a lot of space between the shoulder to shoulder and your front body. Just breathing here, feeling your inhale and your exhale. Feeling how the breath primarily starts in your chest, but then also sort of extends and radiates through other parts of your body. All right, take an inhale, and on your exhale, release your hands. Let them float towards the ground as you bend your knees, bend at the hips, and we're just going to find a little squat here with our heels up. So I'm going to face the side so that you can see what this looks like. Thinking about finding an upright position in the chest if we can. You can use your fingertips on the ground to help you balance here. And if you're feeling like you've got a lot of balance and a lot of strength right now, go ahead and lift the hands off of your mat. Inhale them up, and then exhale, find that prayer pose again. And then to come out of that, we're just going to let our weight go a little bit forward, so our hands are going to reach for the ground, and we're going to come into our tabletop position again. Here, we're going to take a couple of circles with the spine, so I'm going to think head goes to the right, and right hip also goes to the right. So I'm making a little bit of a contraction in my right side here. And then I'm going to come back to the center, and I'm going to go to the left. And back to center, and right, center, left. Now I'm going to make a circle. I'm going to kind of connect them together. So I'm going to go towards the right. I'm going to just lift my chest, shoulders, nose, chin up to the ceiling as it circles over to the left side. And then to get back to the right side, I'm going to find that other opposite contraction in the spine so that we're circling from right tilt to cow pose to left tilt to cat. One more time, that same direction. Right, cow, left, cat. And let's go the other way with the circle. Left, cow, right, cat. Two more. Left, cow, right. Final one here. Left, cow, right, cat. From cat, I'm just going to send the hips back towards the heels. I'm gonna hang out in child's pose for a second. It might feel really good since we've been focusing on having so much space between the front of our shoulders here. Might feel really great if you bring your knees together, let your chest rest on your thighs, and let your shoulders curve over your thighs towards the floor. Bring your hands behind your hips or behind your feet. I'm just gonna breathe here for a few seconds. On your next inhale, just slowly roll up through the spine until you're seated in a more upright position. Then we're just going to adjust our seat so that we're cross-legged. Let's make sure, for the sake of the next part of this flow, that our right foot is crossed in front of our left foot. So we've got both knees bent here, both sits bones and butt cheeks on the ground. We're going to leave the left leg where it is. We're going to pick up the right knee. So this might be as far as you go, that's fine. If you feel like you've got the flexibility to take this right leg across and over the left leg so that the sole of the foot is still on the ground, it's just crossed on the other side of the left thigh here. Either way, whether you're crossed or whether you're here, either will do. We're going to take an inhale, whichever position you're in, and exhale, spiral the spine towards the left, towards the right. So my left arm is sort of cradling my right leg. And I'm continuing to breathe, and each time I'm breathing, I'm inhaling, thinking about lifting up, and each exhale, seeing if there's just the tiniest bit more of a twist that you can find. Maybe there isn't, and that's okay. But just checking it out, just seeing what's available. And on your next exhale, we're going to release that twist. Then we're just going to do the twist to the other side. So keep those legs there, just a little unwind. And on your next exhale, unwinding again to find yourself at your center position. We're going to switch the legs. So we can start by finding our cross-leg position again, this time with the left leg in front. We're going to place the left sole of the foot on the ground so the knee is facing up. Again, we're either keeping the foot here directly in front of us or crossing it over the right leg. We inhale, think about a tall, long spine, and exhale, find a rotation towards the left side. On each inhale, think about lifting and lengthening and extending the spine. And as you exhale, see if there's a little bit more twist to be found since you've made that extra space. On your next exhale, unwind yourself. And just keep winding until you've made it to the other side for a quick little rebound here. And on the next exhale, unwind yourself again. We're gonna extend the feet out in front of us into stack pose. So our knees are straight, our heels are, our ankles are flexed, so toes are facing the ceiling. Sitting pretty upright in the spine. I'm just going to take a couple of little head circles here. So I'm going to tilt my left ear towards my left shoulder. And then circle it forward so that my chin reaches towards the chest. Keep circling it so that right ear is reaching toward right shoulder. And then I'm thinking back, space in the neck and the chest. Before I get to my left side again. I don't know my left from my right sometimes. And then coming back to neutral. And then we're gonna go the opposite direction, tilting the right head, right ear to the right shoulder. Circling it forward to find chin to chest. Circling to find left ear reaching towards left shoulder. And then back, thinking about nose, chin, chest, the ceiling. And then find neutral. Then we're going to find a little bit of extension in the spine. I'm just going to walk my little fingers forward towards my feet. I'm going to keep those ankles as flexed as I can, so feeling energy rushing through the legs. Only take it as far as you can go. No need to pressure yourself into being flexy-lexy. That was my nickname in middle school, by the way, flexi-lexi. We're slowly going to roll up the spine now so that we are in our upright stack pose. Let's bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together into our cobbler's pose. Arms are extended and reaching beyond our knees. So I have super long arms. For me, this is like my wrists are relaxing on my knees, but it might look a little different depending on how long your arms are. Feel your breath. If you want to go ahead and make some sounds on your exhales, a sigh or another lion's breath if you'd like, or a hum or anything that feels good. And then I'm going to personally shift a little bit forward on my mat. We're going to move, we're going to let our backs extend towards the mat. So you might need to shift before you do this, shift forward. But I'm just going to let my hands just gently walk backwards. So taking a little bit of my weight into my hands, my elbows are bent. And then I'll get to the point where I want to put my elbows and shins on the ground. I'm just hanging out here for a second. Oh, this is a good feeling. And then I'm just going to continue to sort of lower myself down. So we're still in cobbler's pose with the legs, and we've just sort of maneuvered our way onto our backs here. And if that's too intense for you, feel free to just find the soles of your feet on the ground with your knees facing up towards the ceiling. And if you weren't there already, go ahead and transition into that shape. So soles of the feet are on the floor, just behind the hip bones. Knees are facing the ceiling. Continuing to breathe. Wherever your arms are right now, we're going to bring them closer to your torso with the palms on the ground, getting ourselves ready for a little bit of a table here. So as I inhale, I'm going to press my weight into the soles of my feet as well as into the palms of my hands. So I'm giving myself some leverage to lift my hips up towards the ceiling. And as I exhale, I'm going to lower the hips down. We're going to do that a couple more times. Inhale as the hips shift upwards. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale, sending the hips up. Exhale, lower them down. One more. Inhale, send the hips up. This time we're going to keep the hips there. Keep breathing though. Keep inhaling and exhaling. If you're feeling up for it, you can walk your shoulder blades closer together, bringing your hands underneath your body and clasped together. I have no idea what you can see on the camera right now what the angle is, but I'll turn to the side. And hopefully that'll be a little bit clearer. I also need this way. Keep breathing in this shape. You can even feel free to put the weight of your foot into the balls of your foot and lift the heels, similar to the shape we made in our goddess pose. And on your next exhale, release the hands if you've clasped them behind you, lower the heels and lower the hips. And we're going to let our knees fall towards the left side. Just for a second, then bring them back up. And then let them fall towards the right. So we're doing some quick little windshield wipers here. And center, again to the left. And center. And right. And center. This time when we go to the left, we'll hold it a little bit longer. So both knees are going down, down, down. Gravity is holding them. You can also use your left hand if you'd like to hold them. Thinking about keeping the right shoulder as connected to the ground as possible. And if you feel like it, you can even extend the top leg so that you're getting a little bit of a stretch in the hamstring. You can kind of reach your right hand towards your, reach your left hand towards your right ankle if that's your extended leg. I don't know my left from my right all the time. It's kind of embarrassing. And then if you've extended that leg, go ahead and bend it again. And then we're going to bring both of the knees up to let them drop towards the right side. The left shoulder is staying as connected to the ground as possible. We can use our right hand to hold on to that left leg if we need. We can extend that left leg, which is on top, and reach the right hand towards that ankle or foot if you'd like. Deeper stretch in your hamstrings there. And if you've extended the leg, go ahead and let the knee bend. Coming back to this center place with the knees up. Then let's tuck the knees even closer to the chest. Maybe even wrap your arms around them to find a little bit of a hug. And maybe even shifting from left to right. Just gently though. then releasing the knees all the way down so that your legs are extended long. Take one good deep stretch where we extend our arms above our head as well. Oh, nice inhale and exhale here. And then we're just going to release into our corpse pose for Shavasana. So start to really find your breath again. If you would like to place your hands onto your chest or your torso to feel it to feel your breath moving in your palms, that might be a nice thing to do. It's time to wake up, little buttercups. Move your little fingers. Move your little ankies, little kneesies, little bows, your little head. And gently find your way to a seated upright position. Look at this light coming through. Namaste.